Scotland. But I know that we have to start an even bigger job, the job of reimagining our society. For the money that flowed in the last decade will take a long time to flow again. And the shift of age and peoples and demand continues, and the idea that we can just stay the same is not on. We need new ideas for these new financial circumstances. And that's why I'm delighted to announce a new commission, the Commission into the Future of Public Services. Much has been said about the big society. I'm more concerned by the fair society. And I'm concerned in the rush to adapt, good things could be lost. So I've turned to Campbell Christie, the former Secretary-General of the Scottish Trade Union Congress. I've asked him to chair a commission into our public services. I do not believe that a question so great, so important, it should fall to party political positioning alone. I do believe that Campbell will offer an independent, considered and wise view of how we go forward. He will look at how we delivered services in the new financial landscape, but he'll do it while maintaining our social democratic ethos. The delegates, I'm going to make a judgment here. I think Scotland wanted Nobel laureate winning advice. I think you wanted Scottish Water to stay in public hands. I think you wanted the National Health Service to be protected. I think you thought the low-paid should be paid a living wage. I think you wanted the ill to have free prescriptions. I think you want to live in communities where people feel safe from crime. We can protect the front line, and we can act to protect these most precious parts of our society. But we cannot do all that we would wish. At the opening of the Parliament this time round, I said that the first stage of devolution was over. No one has really challenged that since. Everyone knows the money has run out. People are beginning to see the Parliament's powers as they are have run their course. There is no point in being a pocket money Parliament when the pocket money stops. Now is the time for new economic growth and new powers. We now know, thanks to the work of Andrew Hughes-Hallett and Drew Scott, that with economic powers we could grow the Scottish economy by an extra 1% a year. That doesn't sound a lot, but year on year it would replace the extra revenue coming in with about half of the cuts that are coming from Westminster. What it shows is that we are not helpless agents of globalisation, but free citizens of a wealthy land. We are not slaves to the banking system or vassals to the lords of high finance. And nor are we the tartan cliches of media myth or the historical poetry of yesterday. We are the prose of today, the facts of here and now, the truth of Scotland. And when we look to our neighbours, we can all see the family who can't quite make ends meet, the child who needs some extra help, the grandmother alone who needs a hand, the mother struggling with her hands full, the man at the end of his tether. For we're all the people who choose to live in this land, and by our shared values, we are the welfare of everyone in our community. We must never make the mistake of confusing having a national parliament with having a national purpose. See, I stand before you not saying that independence is everything, but saying that to protect our values is absolutely all, and to do this within ourselves is all. And that is why having the powers is all. And perhaps when we've spoken of independence, we've assumed that everyone else knew exactly what we meant. Well, should there be any doubt, what I mean by independence is the profound right to enjoy the same equality of opportunity, to live in more equal communities. What I mean by independence is jobs, to protect them, to create them. Is this a grand dream? Yeah. But that's the difference between us and the other parties at this coming election. We have a vision and we have the means to deliver it. For be assured, I don't want independence for its own sake, but for the sake of the people here and now and those to come. I won't be a manager of Westminster-directed cuts, nor part of a parliament acting as a message boy for decisions made elsewhere. I want to see a better nation. I wanted to stack together in common purpose to deliver that better land. I want you and everyone here in Perth, in this land, to know that having a parliament in itself ain't enough. We need a purpose, and it's my purpose to get the powers to address our problems. I believe our people want a better society, not a bit better, not a wee change, not some tinkering around the edges, but a better land, full stop. And perhaps from now on, from this day on, I should explain it thus. The referendum we wish to have is first and foremost a jobs referendum. The referendum and the independence I seek is the independence to create jobs. The powers I wish for all of us are the powers to protect us all. This is not an arcane question removed from the people. It's the people, you and me, and how to protect our society, how to grow our economy. That's what I mean by independence. I fight not for flags and anthems, but for fairness and compassion. I fight for a generation that's not burdened by the mistakes of this generation. And as you know, I fight and I don't give up. I fight for this party because I believe in our hearts we have nothing but goodness. And I fight for this nation because I believe the people of Scotland will choose a better way, a better society, a fairer society as their way. And I fight in the knowledge that this is a big fight. The cuts will be bad, the pain will be great, and I fight because I know how we should act. I know where we are going. I am the First Minister of Scotland. I intend to continue to be the First Minister of Scotland. And I do it not because I've got all the answers, but because I have the absolute commitment, the experience, and above all, that sense of national purpose. We have the purpose to make this a better land. Join us. Be part of this. Be part of better.
Delegates on their feet there applauding the SNP leader Alex Salmond as he finished his speech there. A very wide-ranging speech finishing on independence there. That was one of the main issues. Well, I'm joined in the studio again by Hamish MacDonald, our political commentator. Hamish, a barnstorming speech that got the delegates clapping there, or do you think he fell short of the mark?
Well, I think he came on to his game later in the speech.